Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 5 in season number 2 of the NRLOA HERS Dash Series. We are here at the Daytona International Speedway for the SunEnergy1 200. And this is going to be the midway point of season number 2, a very quick season here in the HERS Dash Series. And comes to next Saturday. Or actually next Friday, I should say. Not this coming Friday, but the Friday after that, we will crown a champion in this series. Only 6 races left to go in the season, and these guys are going to be battling hard to get these wins and get these points so they can be in championship contention come Indianapolis, September 1st. Luke Rainey is the points leader. Our last winner here in the HERS Dash Series, 102 points. Adam Lewis is only 5 points behind him. Pocono winner Marcus Sachi is 13 points behind. Defending champion Mitchell Carter quietly moving his way up to the 4th position in points, only 15 points behind. And Jonathan Skibnicki, the Kentucky winner, 16 behind coming into today's event here at Daytona. It's going to be a great race, the only restrictor plate track of the season here in the HERS Dash Series, and it's the first time we've gone to a restrictor plate racetrack in this series, so the racing is going to get very interesting. Let's go ahead and head trackside for the command to fire the engines here at Daytona.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
And a great command there to fire these guys up here for the SunEnergy1 200. Another one of these longer races, another one of these 200-miler races. Of course, that is shortened to 20%. No. Yeah, 20%. That is shortened to 20%. Can't remember if it was 15 or 20%, but we did actually change it to 20% when we started the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It's 20% of the length, a 15-lap event here around this 2.5-mile speedway, 37.5 miles. And it's going to be a good one. Donovan Dufit in the number 16, starting on the pole position. Alongside him, the number 29 of John Andrews, one of the more experienced drivers in this series, starting alongside him. Of course, both of these guys are rather experienced. Donovan Dufit, a Chick-fil-A Cup Series winner. He's won in the Turkey Hill Series before, and he's actually been racing for quite a while, like John Andrews. Tristan Allen, this is his place, especially in a series called the Aero Electric Pro Series, a 2-time winner of the opening race in that series. He won the first 2 events in the Aero Electric Pro Series here, and he's definitely very good at this racetrack. There's another very good driver, Daniel McMillan in the number 34. We got Jonathan King in the 83, number 5 of Adam Lewis, who is 2nd in the points coming into today's event. Marty Johnson, the NRLOA Smooth Fest winner, from earlier this season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and that was run under the lights here at Daytona. Mitchell Carter, defending series champion. Patrick Smith and veteran Trey Bartow rounding up the top 10 starting positions here for the SunEnergy1 200 at the Daytona International Speedway. 15 laps, no pit stops, and of course, you gotta watch out for that 4 wide because it is very treacherous when it occurs here at Daytona. Pace car is pulled off. Let's get this one restarted because Tristan Allen coming to the line had an issue, so that will not be an official start. We're going to run it back through and get the official start here at Daytona. And everybody is rolling off this time. All 32 drivers here on the racetrack. Hopefully nobody will have an issue at the start. The official rule is that every single driver must cross the start-finish line under full power at the start of each race. And Tristan Allen did not cross the finish line under full power. So we're going to restart it, but we're good to go now. All 32 drivers are ready to get this one started. We're racing here at Daytona. Lap number 1 will be led by the number 16 of Donovan Duthit. Just a couple weeks ago, he won the finale race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series season number 6. It hasn't been too bright of a season for him so far here in the Hers Dash Series, of course, starting up front. And it is rather easy to stay up front early on here at Daytona, especially when these guys stay double file like this. You're going to see John Andrews on the outside here peak just a little bit ahead of Donovan Duthit right now. And they are going to remain side by side off the corner. As long as these two lanes remain 16 cars apiece, we're going to have some close side by side racing for the lead. Andrews barely over Duthit at the line. And number 22 utilizing that outside lane right now here in the SunEnergy1 200. Of course, eventually, at some point throughout this race, somebody is going to peek out to the inside of our two leaders. But right now, it's still early on. And especially if you're somebody like Tristan Allen, Jonathan King, Marty Johnson, if you start making those moves, everybody's going to start passing for the lead. And you don't want to necessarily get passed for the lead this early on. So they might be waiting until later on in the race to make the moves for the lead, because then they'll have less time to defend everybody else behind them. At the line, dead heat between Andrews and Duthit. Andrews a second time in a row at the line in the number 29. And they are deadlocked up front right now here in the SunEnergy1 200. I do believe this is the first time that we have used the car of tomorrow here at this version of the Daytona International Speedway. So the aerodynamics of these race cars are a little bit different than the normal Gen 6 race cars we normally run here. But that is definitely not keeping this race from being an exciting one. And this is the kind of racing I like here at Daytona, where they're side by side throughout the whole racetrack, trying to get that edge at the line. Andrews, the obvious edge that time on lap 4 of the race. And Donovan Duthit, somebody peeked out a line there on the inside, I do believe, and that is why the 16 was not dead even with the 29 at the line. Tristan Allen in the 14 trying to get some help from the 83. McMillan almost trying to fall out of line, but doesn't have anywhere to go, and these guys are going to stay side by side for now. But it does appear that John Andrews, the outside pole sitter, has the advantage right now. But Duthit's getting that inside lane to work this time with help from Tristan Allen. Matthew Phillips and Nicholas Samadio have moved up, and they have formed a third line on the inside lane. At the line, dead heat again, but this time Donovan Duthit got John Andrews at the line. And now they are 3 wide for the second position. Matthew Phillips and Nicholas Samadio coming from the back to form a third line on the inside. They have moved their way into the top 5, and they're going to make it 4 wide. And if you've been watching Daytona races here on Napa Fan and elsewhere using this racetrack, you know what that means. Coming out of turn number 4, Matthew Phillips, Tristan Allen. They are not in good positions, and in the wall hard goes the 14, and our leaders get involved as well. Donovan Duthit and Nicholas Samadio around. And we got ourselves a crash through the tri-oval, lap 7 of 15 here at Daytona. McMillan, Sam Robinson, Marty Johnson, Jonathan Skivnicki, Luke Rainey, a lot of good drivers involved. Diego Yepez in the 22. Has not been the best of seasons for him in his rookie campaign. You see Marcus Sachi around. Stuart Gratton has damage in the 47. The 38 of Justin Heath. Tristan Allen was the first guy to go around there. And you see Matthew Phillips, William Brock with a lot of damage. I believe Adam Lewis got a piece of this one. And Donovan Duthit in the 16, who was side by side with John Andrews, still battling for the lead, was caught up in this accident. And now John Andrews is the leader in the number 29, as he was not involved. That is a tough break for Duthit. He was ahead of this crash when it happened, but still got caught up in the number 16. Matthew Phillips, second race in a row for him with damage. And it looks like he may not be able to continue. Jonathan King in the 83 was also caught up in this one. And here is the top 5 right now. John Andrews leading the field. Cody Sill. Zach Ryan in the 42. Haven't mentioned him yet tonight. And Justin Zeidel in the 24 runs in the 4th position. Duthit's going to round out the top 5. I don't think he gained significant damage to his race car, but we're just going to have to see on the restart. A lot of good drivers involved in this one. Nicholas Samadio bumped around a little bit there in the 88. But it looks like he's going to continue. Jonathan King in the 83 is out of the race. And I believe his teammate, Jonathan Skimnicki, is actually going to come back onto the racetrack. Skimnicki, the only one who came down the pit lane, who's going to make it back out on the racetrack. Allen, McMillan, Mitchell Carter, the defending champion. Number 22 of Diego Yepes involved. Grattan and Marcus Sachi all getting knocked out because of this accident. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway in the SunEnergy1 200. When you are in this position, do not expect to get out of it. Matthew Phillips, Tristan Allen. Phillips actually moved up a little bit on Allen. And for some reason, Phillips came back down, clipped Sam Adio, who then clipped Donovan Duthit. You see what happens behind Jonathan King, Imna Stewart, Grattan, Adam Lewis, Patrick Smith back in there going around a little bit. But you see the 16, and he was ahead of this crash when it started. But Matthew Phillips came down on Sam Adio. Phillips was reacting to clipping the 14 of Tristan Allen, came down on the 88, and the 88 came back up on Duthit. A chain reaction crash there. See Sam Adio around in the 88. Marty Johnson, Trey Bartu with a little bit of damage. Jonathan Skimnicki with significant damage in the number 4. And McMillan in the 34. I believe he got knocked out because of this one. Number 6 of Marty Johnson, Nicholas Sam Adio there. Diego Yepes with major damage in the 22. And a very unfortunate crash. Tristan Allen in the 14 also done after this one. I believe he went straight to the garage after this one because I don't even see him on the racetrack. Actually, he was ahead of this. I believe he was ahead of this. You see him there in the 14. My apologies there. But still, major crash off of turn 4, but what do you expect when you come to Daytona? Happens every single time. Going to replay this in real time. Following Tristan Allen in the 14, you see Phillips get into Sam Adio, and you saw what ensued back in there. Now, Tristan Allen was okay up to this point here, and his engine actually started exploding, so I actually thought he hit somebody because at that point we were watching him. There was no smoke trailing his race car, but it looks like he gained enough damage to knock himself out right there. And that's a tough one for Tristan Allen. Had a great starting position for this race. He was running up front. But got involved in this crash as Matthew Phillips, actually Nicholas Sam Adio, who forced it 4 wide. And he was involved as well. Everybody was in that 4 wide situation, got involved in this crash. And they kind of deserve it when you get involved in a situation like that. Tough break for all those guys. But that's just the way the table turns here, and especially at this version of Daytona. John Andrews has led the most laps here tonight. He started on the outside pole, and he's been there ever since. Let's go ahead and see what happens on the restart here in the SunEnergy1 200 at Daytona. Back here at the Daytona International Speedway for the SunEnergy1 200. In the NRLOA Hers Dash Series, John Andrews. He's been the dominant guy of this race. He's going to lead the field to the green flag. He does not have any damage on his race car either. And I think some of these guys in this pack, like Donovan Duthit, maybe even Cody Sill, might have some damage. And if they do, they're going to slow everybody down. Cody Sill runs second. Zach Ryan, Justin Zidell, and Donovan Duthit, the top 5. Adam Lewis was involved in that crash. Justin Heath was. Tanner Palau, Nicholas Sam Adio was majorly involved in the crash. And Dale Salzman rounds out the top 10. Coming to the restart with 5 laps to go here at Daytona. And for Adam Lewis, it's a great opportunity to possibly take the points lead. Right now running in the 6th position. We'll have to see what he does here on this restart. But it looks like Andrews pulling out a little bit from Cody Sill. I'm not sure if the 78 has damage that is slowing him down or not. I could be seeing the hood of his race car a little wrong there, but it almost seems like it is crushed in a little bit, but I believe I'm incorrect about that. I think Cody Sill's just fine, but Donovan Duthit, however, is holding up these guys here. You see Isaac Nichols behind Dale Salzman, Adam Lewis. Adam Lewis is not happy about this one. He was in a really good position. He came into this race only 5 points behind Luke Rainey in the point standings. But after this, he might not necessarily be the leader. He's still over 5 positions ahead of Rainey, but there might be somebody else who takes it away from him, possibly. John Andrews has got swarmed by Cody Sill, Justin Zeidel, and Justin Heath. And now it's these 3 drivers out front, with a pretty significant gap between them and 4th place. 78 out front with 3.5 laps to go here at Daytona. Cody Sill. He's won a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race before. It was at Las Vegas earlier this year. It was a fuel strategy race, though. Not going to see that here tonight, but he might flat out win it here at Daytona. He's got to battle these 2 rookies right behind him, and Cody Sill, the veteran of these 3 guys, leading here at Daytona. How about Nicholas Wade in the 99? He's also in his rookie campaign. Zach Ryan is pretty fresh as well in the 42. Same with Tanner Palau. John Andrews is the most experienced driver, currently running in the top 7. And I don't think John Andrews has ever been in a full-time Chick-fil-A Cup Series ride. They're coming to 2 laps to go, and with these guys spread out like this up front, it's going to be very hard to get around Cody Sill. Now, Cody Sill found his way in that inside lane, that 3rd inside lane there on the inside, that moved their way up from the back earlier on. And fortunately for Sill and for Zeidel and Zach Ryan, they all avoided the crash. And now they're up front. They're trying to get around him. Nicholas Wade, he's going to move his way up to the 2nd position. He's going to need Justin Heath to help him, but I don't think the 38's going to do so. And that's why it's just so hard to pass when you get these smaller packs like this. Cody Sill is probably going to fool around and win this thing in the number 78. But we do have John Andrews, and Cody Sill has pulled out to a rather large lead there that might not be too good. It is the white flag here at Daytona, but these guys might close up pretty fast on this 78. Justin Zeidel in the 24 finished 2nd at Charlotte on Saturday. He doesn't want to finish there again. He's going to try to dive to the inside of Cody Sill for the lead, and I don't think Cody Sill has any help. The number 24 is going to have Nicholas Wade draft behind him, and we might be side by side at the line. Justin Zeidel, Cody Sill. They're going to be side by side. Cody Sill has more help, or does he? The 27 is going to go to the inside. This one's going to be close, but I think the 24 is going to do it. Justin Zeidel wins the SunEnergy1 200 here at Daytona as he passes Cody Sill on the final lap of the race. And his first career win comes here in the HERS Dash Series and only his 5th ever start. Congratulations, Justin Zeidel. He's going to move his way through the points pretty well after these last 2 races, finishing 2nd at Charlotte and winning here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway. And Cody Sill, remember on that last lap there, he was pulling out to a pretty significant lead. And he got out just a little too far, and Zeidel was able to get the run on him in the 24. Fantastic race here at Daytona. And rookie Justin Zeidel, his 5th start and his first win. Definitely looks like he could be a good driver in the future here on Napa Fan. And I'm looking forward to seeing these names move their way through the ranks. It's going to be kind of neat seeing guys like Justin Zeidel, Nicholas Wade, Justin Heath, and Tanner Palau all move their way up to the Cup Series one day. Cody Sill, the veteran, finishing 2nd. But the other 4 drivers in the top 5, this is their first ever series that I have done. And they did a great job here tonight, definitely showing what they are made of. John Andrews, Isaac Nichols, Zach Ryan, Ace Garcia, Derek Hamill, the top 10. And take a look at the rest of the results. A lot of these guys involved in that crash. Veterans like Jonathan King, William Brock, Tristan Allen, and Stuart Gratton, along with some newer faces like Matthew Phillips, Diego Yepes, and Marcus Sachi. Daniel McMillan also in there. And the number, I think that's all that, yeah, I think I mentioned all of them. Yeah, I did. But anyways, great race here at Daytona. Close finish as well. Justin Zeidel, the winner here tonight in the SunEnergy1 200. Next race is Dover. that's going to be an interesting one because passing isn't too frequent there, and where you start's going to really have a big effect on where you finish. And it's Watkins Glen, another place where you qualify has a big factor on where you finish. After Watkins Glen, I don't know where we go after that. Darlington. We go to Darlington after Watkins Glen, then Chicagoland and Indianapolis. And that's all going to be in the next 2 weeks here on the NRLOA channel. Congratulations to Justin Zeidel for winning here tonight at Daytona. Here are the point standings for the HERS Dash Series Season number 2, and thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you guys later.
In the darkness.